Where have you been?
I can explain.
Yo, what is up everybody? It is me, Sketch AV. Man, it feels good to say the intro again after all this time. Okay, so I got a lot to cover, but I don't want to draw this out for too long. I know the title might be a little alarming, but don't worry, I'll address that in a little bit. First and foremost, I want to talk about the elephant in the room, which is where I've been for the past almost a year now. So, way back in January, I started working my first full-time job after graduating college last year. I kind of knew the adjustment period for working would be tough, so I decided I'd try to put YouTube on the back burner for a little bit while I got used to just the schedule of working. What makes things especially tough was that my job was in a city 2 hours away from where I lived. It's a hybrid position, so some days I got to work from home, but other days I'd have to leave my house at like 6 a.m. and wouldn't get back home until like 7 p.m. So I'd pretty much be working for 8 hours and then spending 4 hours on the road. And those days were pretty exhausting for me, as I'm sure you could probably imagine. And even on the days where I would work from home, I found it kind of hard to sit at my desk all day for work and then find the motivation to continue sitting at that same desk even longer just to work on making videos. So pretty much every day besides weekends were just a big struggle for me to find the motivation to get back on the grind. Now, something I want to mention is that this job was also asking me to relocate closer to the area and gave me a deadline of April to make that change. So I decided to just focus on preparing for the move and figured I'd worry about YouTube after I got settled into the new place. So back in April, I did move. I got my first apartment earlier this year in a new city, and it's been a pretty exciting change of pace. Just a lot of big real life being a young adult things going on over here. After I had been living here for a few weeks and I finally felt like I was settled in, I finally got back to working on the next video. And I genuinely think I worked really hard, and I actually kind of pushed myself a little too hard working on this video. Basically, I really wanted to have the video uploaded by a specific deadline back in June, so I gave myself a week to get it all done, and honestly, that just wasn't enough time, but I tried way too hard anyway to get it ready in time. What happened was I would go to work for 8 hours, and then spend another 8 hours working on the video, meaning I would pretty much wake up and then spend 16 hours at my desk staring at computer monitors. And so after doing this for a few days in a row, I understandably got a little burnt out and decided to cut myself some slack and just push back the deadline. I wanted to take the weekend off from working on video stuff and just drive back home to spend the weekend with my family. This was like around Father's Day weekend this year. And the whole point of the trip back home was just so I could like calm down and relax and then, get back to working on the video once I felt nice and refreshed. And about 45 minutes into the drive back home, my car died. And basically what happened there was like the engine like exploded, and it got to a point where it would pretty much be just as expensive to fix the car as it would be for me to just get a new car. So I couldn't go home that weekend, and now I had no car. And so, as you could imagine, I would just end up being more stressed out than I initially was. Now, to be fair with the whole car situation, that car was pretty old. It was actually the first car I got back in high school, so I was planning on getting a new one soon anyway. It just felt like bad timing for my sanity more than anything. But I did buy a new car, which was pretty exciting. It's the first car I bought on my own because the old one my parents had gotten for me back in high school. So more big moves, got a new job, a new apartment, a new car, lots of crazy things going on over here, I guess. But yeah, the process of just resolving that situation was pretty rough, and after it was finally over, I just felt completely burnt out, and I just sort of shut down when it came to YouTube. So I know this sounds like a bunch of excuses. This is all a pretty long-winded way to just say that I've realized that I need to pace myself better than I had before now that I'm actually working. I can't just dedicate entire days to working on videos the way that I used to. So I'm trying to get into a routine of working on things little by little. And it's a learning process, you know, so you'll have to bear with me, but my hope is to be much more consistent moving forward than I have been this year. Now, that said, I just want to give you all a giant shout out. You guys are awesome. I somehow gained subscribers in my absence, which makes no sense to me. I don't think that my hiatus should be rewarded, but I definitely do appreciate it. While I was gone, the mother video that I made last year gained a lot of attention, and it now has over 2,000 views and over 100 likes, both of which are record numbers for this channel, like shattering the old record completely. So thank you all so much for your support on that. That was like the most work I've ever put into a video, so it's really just the best feeling in the world to see that effort be rewarded there. A few of you have asked if I'll be making a sequel video on Earthbound, and the answer is yes. I'm definitely planning on doing that. I'm actually already in the process of making one. I've completed 2 playthroughs of Earthbound now. I've recorded all the footage that I'll need for the video, and I made pretty detailed notes while I was doing my playthrough just to help me out with writing the script. So that is on the way. There's still a lot of work that will need to go into it, but my personal goal is to have that out by December. Now, take that with a grain of salt, because again, I'm still trying to find a way to pace myself better and just find that right balance. But if things go right, you'll get an Earthbound retrospective analysis within a couple of months. In the meantime, that video that I was working so hard on back in June, it's done. I actually finished the editing on that yesterday. I finished it all up pretty much, and I plan to premiere it this Saturday. I'm afraid it might run into some copyright issues as I'm trying to upload it, but I'm hoping to have all of those sorted out and resolved before Saturday, so it shouldn't interfere with the premiere. If you don't see the video Saturday, though, that's probably what's going on, and it should be there soon. I'm super excited about this video, and it'll be something very different than anything I've done before. I think it'll be a pretty good change of pace for the channel. I feel like my last few videos, including this one, the mother video, and the Pokemon Nuzlocke video, they've all been pushing me to like greater heights when it comes to editing, and I just feel really good about the direction the channel's heading in. So tune in Saturday, it'll be a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are too. The other thing I want to talk about is streaming. I will be making a return to streaming very soon. If not next week, then definitely the one after I'll be getting back to streaming. And we'll be doing a couple like one-off streams, but next month when the Pokemon games drop, I think they come out on like November 18th, we'll definitely have some Scarlet and Violet streams, so you have that to look forward to. Probably a playthrough and maybe even like some shiny hunting or just battles, or I don't know. I'll have to get a feel for the game to know exactly what I can stream on the game and what I feel like streaming, but it'll be a good time. So if you're not already following me on Twitch, be sure to go ahead and follow me there. I have a bunch of other playthroughs in my head that I want to make happen, so stick around and it'll be good times over there. You know what I'm saying? Lots of fun always had over there on Twitch. Link should be on the screen for that, and if not, it's definitely in the description. We might even do some streams here on YouTube too. I haven't done a ton of YouTube streams, but the ones that I did do, I always had a lot of fun with, especially the shiny hunting stream I did a couple years ago. That was a lot of fun, so we might have some more of those in the near future too. But anyway, it's time to address the pretty menacing title of this video. This video and 90% of my channel will self-destruct in 3 days.
What do you mean by that?
So I've been planning on restructuring my channel for a long time now, and I think it's time for me to make that change. When I look at my channel, I feel proud of the amount of videos I've made and the work I know went into making those nearly 300 videos, but I don't feel particularly proud of the quality of the majority of those videos. When I started the channel, I was just a kid in high school, and my whole philosophy for YouTube was, oh, well, if I just put out a ton of videos consistently, the quality shouldn't matter as much because eventually people will find it due to the sheer amount of consistent uploads. And at the time, that made sense to me, but in hindsight, there are a lot of major flaws there. I didn't really know how to do much with editing back then, so I didn't really try. And even if I did try, I didn't even have a good enough editing software to do some of the things I would have liked to do anyway, because back then I was on that Windows Movie Maker grind. So, yeah, the end result is that 90% of my channel, if not more, consists of videos that sort of fall into this category of what I would consider to be low quality, lazy, just like mass-produced content. And that's just not the brand I want to put forward anymore. I sort of had a realization that the same videos I was expecting you all to watch, I would not personally watch them in my free time. And I think that's kind of an issue. Like with some of the recent videos I've made, like I've loved the videos, and I don't know, this sounds kind of narcissistic, I guess, but like they're videos that I've gone back to rewatch since uploading, just because I feel good about them, you know? Like it's just a good feeling to be able to upload something that you're actually proud of. And that's just not a feeling I really had with some of the videos from the early era of the channel. You know, I want to be proud of the videos that I feature on my channel, and the sad truth is that for a lot of the early era for the channel, I just don't think it's aged super well with my current standards in mind. And because of that, there are like two scenarios my mind keeps going to that I'm kind of afraid of as I work on growing the channel. One is that the scenario that like people will find my channel through a higher quality video, like let's say the mother video, for example. A lot of people watch that one. My fear is that people will find the channel through a video like that and then think like, oh, well, this was a good video, what else does this guy upload? And then they'll go look at my channel page and just see like a bunch of random nonsense. Or like the other scenarios that people who subscribe to my channel will have their recommended videos flooded with some of these random videos. Like I would much rather have like the Pokemon Diamond Nuzlocke video recommended because I put a lot of time and care into that video, rather than have like Let's Play Grand Theft Auto episode 17 appearing in somebody's recommended, you know? Yeah, like I'd just much rather people be presented with the best I have to offer. So if someone looks at my channel page, you know, I'd rather them see like a few really solid videos rather than having them need to sort through 300 to find the ones I really like. And of course, you know, if somebody's getting recommended one of my videos, I want it to be one that I would actually recommend. And honestly, it's kind of a slippery slope here because there are playthroughs that I actually am really proud of and that I really enjoyed. The Mystery Dungeon one is one that comes to mind. That playthrough was probably my personal favorite, and I had a lot of fun with it. I feel like my commentary and the fan interaction in that playthrough was just at its best. But even that playthrough ultimately feels like clutter in the grand scheme of things that I'm envisioning for the channel. And then on the other hand, a video like, let's say, the Nintendo roast, I don't really think that video's as funny to me now as it was at the time when I made it, but I think I'd probably want to leave that one up just because it was me actually trying to do something new and making a genuine attempt at editing, unlike some of the videos where I was just like, oh, I'll just sit down and, you know, talk for 30 minutes and then put that out. Like the Nintendo roast had actual effort go into it, I think. So anyway, while I have these concerns, I don't want to just erase a big part of the history of this channel. So I've come up with a solution that I think is pretty fair and that everybody should be pretty content with. In 3 days, I'll be going through and marking all the videos that don't align with my current vision for the channel as unlisted. If you don't know, an unlisted video means that it's unable to be viewed unless you have the link to view it. However, to make sure that people still have a way to view these videos, I'm going to make a giant playlist to put them all in, and I'll probably leave the original Let's Play playlist up as well. And what this means is that nobody should see these videos appear in their recommended, and when you look at my channel page, you won't see them there either. But if you ever want to go back and watch them, all you have to do is go to my playlist tab and you can access them from there. So it's a pretty big change. Wanted to give you guys a heads up on that, but ultimately I think it's a change that'll be for the best. So yeah, all that will be going down this Friday, and then of course the next day on Saturday I will be uploading the new video. So that's about all I had to say today. Thanks again so much for sticking around while I was gone, and just bear with me while I ease into sticking to a more consistent schedule of working on videos. Stop by stream sometime to say hi when I get those up and running, because I miss talking to you all. Anyway, with that, it has been me, Sketch AV, gonna get up out. Peace.